Hello everybody, this is Goosem Fox coming at you with a 550 cost rated match here in the Gundam GP04. We're going to be on Mining City for this match here, and this is going to be another unit adjustment video here for the updates of May of 2025, and yeah, the GP04 here was another suit that was part of that big unit adjustment we had, and it is going to be another support that I'm covering. I have really been covering a lot of these supports. Started with the Gundam, and then also did the Swartzum Diaz as well recently. That was the last video I did before this one, so yeah, really focusing a lot on the supports. I guess because I didn't really cover the supports much on the live stream I did when the adjustments came out during that week, but yeah, GP04 here is a support. It starts out at 550 and goes all the way up to 700 at level 4, so we're going to be using the native cost version here, and well, without further ado, let's get into what they changed with this unit. So, starting off with the mobile suit specs here, the unit's HP was enhanced from 16,000 to 17,000, with the upper levels also being enhanced. The unit's skill, Special Back Add-on Buffer level 2 has been given, and then the unit skill, Special Back Add-on Buffer level 3, has been given to the unit level 3 and above version. So, the level 1 and 2 version of the GP04, they get the level 2 version of that skill, while the level 3 and 4 get the level 3 version. And that's really it for the specs there, so we're going to be moving on to the weapons here. And we'll be starting off with our range main weapon, the GP04 long range rifle. The power was increased from 2,000 to 2,100. It's also enhanced with upper levels, and the overheat has been shortened from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. Moving on to our first sub-weapon, the GP04 beam rifle. The ammo count has been increased from 5 to 6, so one extra round for the sub-beam rifle there. And then for our final sub-weapon, which is going to be a new weapon for this suit, is going to be the GP04 long-range rifle discharge. And these discharge sub-weapon rifles really seems to be something that the devs have really been doing with a lot of supports recently. The Jim Sniper and the Zaku 1 Sniper both got a discharge weapon, and then even in this unit adjustment, we had the Gunner Gundam as well. That suit also got a discharge version of its rifle as a sub-weapon. So, really seems like the discharge is something that adding to a lot of supports. Maybe we'll see it on more suits in the future, but yeah, the discharge on the GP04 here is a really good one because it is a instant stunning discharge from what I could see, so really good for stunning people and also just doing a continuous stream of damage. And I assume, you know, even though this is an instant stun, if you are aiming at something that is a bit harder to stun in comparison to most suits, I assume that keeping the beam on somebody long enough will be enough to get a accumulation stun as well. If, you know, they have like maneuver armor, and I think damage control is the other skill that makes you harder to stun, so could be useful for that as well. But yeah, that's everything we have for the adjustments here. Again, pretty short list for the GP04 here. Not really anything too like long in terms of the adjustments, but some really nice, you know, adjustments overall. You know, having the changes to the specs, you know, a little bit of HP is something that I always say is always nice. Get a little bit of extra health, and you know, the back add-on buffer is also really nice. Saying that it has been given to the suit, I'm assuming it didn't have the special back add-on buffer before, which feels very weird considering you have those very large tanks on your back. So that's definitely going to be something that is going to be really helpful for the suit, both with the level 2 and 3 versions for their respective levels. So really cool to see that. Going to help you keep some more of your HP. For the long-range beam rifle, again, pretty standard adjustment overall with the slight increase in damage, but the overheat time being shortened is also really nice, you know, getting that rifle back shorter than what it usually would be. The main two adjustments I want to talk about are going to be for the sub-beam rifle and the discharge. Yeah, the beam rifle with the extra round now for 6 rounds. That's also really good because it takes 3 rounds with the beam rifle to get a stun, so if you at least on most targets, it will take 3 shots with the sub beam rifle to get a shot or get a stun. So if you space out your rounds enough, you might be able to get 2 accumulation stuns with it, or you could also pair it with another teammate as well. But, even in any case, having the extra round, get an extra shot of damage in, always nice. And the discharge rifle, I think it's one of the best discharge rifles that a support has gotten thus far. It's pretty decent in terms of damage, but really it just being to cause a instant stun, and also, again, just the damage that's able to cause, both are pretty nice for the suit. So really nice to have a sub-weapon you can use, both in between your main range rifle and your sub-rifle. So pretty nice to see. So I think the adjustment for the suit is pretty good. Another nice adjustment for the GP04 here, which really seems to be a suit that I feel like they do pretty well with most of its adjustments that it has gotten over the time. I've had this suit since it initially came out in the game, so I've had it since its banner, and it's been a favorite of mine for a while now, especially since they made it ground compatible a while back. Being able to use it a lot more was really nice. So continuing to get some nice adjustments for this, it's always a pretty good thing to see, and I feel like that's kind of evident in how short the buff list for the suit is. It's just, still a pretty reliable support for being in the game for so long. So really I see the adjustment for the suit more as a bit of a touch-up than anything really too major for the GP04 here, but again, what they did give it is really nice with discharge rifle and the improved or the increased ammo for your sub beam rifle. But I will say, if there's one thing I would like to see changed about the GP04, and this also applies to the Gallbaldy Beta FS as well when it comes to the sub beam rifle. I don't know why this is a feature of the sub beam rifles for both of these suits. Whenever you are not moving and you try to use the sub beam rifle, your rate of fire decreases dramatically. I don't know why it does that. When you're moving, you get a much faster fire rate, and if you're standing still, your fire rate's a lot slower. I don't know if it's an intentional feature, because again, the Gallbaldy Beta FS has it as well with its sub beam rifle, so it's something I found always very weird with the suit. So I kind of wish they would get rid of the slowed down fire rate when you're not moving. Again, it just kind of feels weird, but other than that, like I said, the adjustments for this suit have been pretty good. So not too much else to say there. We're nearing the last few seconds of the match here. We'll see how the results were, and we will wrap things up. I'm spawning into my suit here. Probably not going to be able to do much of anything. Yep, that's going to be timeout, mission over. So let's see how we did here with the Gundam GP04 here at 550. Oh, we also had a Gunner Gundam as well on the team, so dual support setup here. But yeah, did get top in assist and top in damage for this match. And second place with 4 kills and 3 loss. Third place in individual, so even though my mobile suit loss probably could have been a bit better, I'm still some pretty good stats overall. So yeah, that's everything for the match there. And yeah, again, GP04. Pretty nice touch-up adjustment for the suit here. Really, again, just feels more like a touch-up, because I feel like the suit has always been pretty decent, even though looking at the stats that this suit had before the adjustment, they weren't the best stats, so clearly something did need adjusting with this suit, but at least overall, I feel like the GP04 has been a fairly good suit for the longest time now, so really like the adjustment. Not really too much else to say here, so yeah, that's going to do it for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the buffed Gundam GP04. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.